Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson 10, the case study of Samsung. Last week, we introduced the case of Hyundai Motors and the Hyundai Group. Some of the topics we covered were the background and structure of Hyundai, the case study of Hyundai Motor Company, and the future challenges and problems facing the Hyundai Group. This week, we study another equally famous chaebol, Samsung. Samsung is probably one of the best-known Korean chaebols nowadays. You probably own a Samsung cell phone, TV, or computer. Even when walking down Manhattan, you probably would have noticed the Samsung logo in the Time Warner building. In today's lesson, we cover 4 topics. The first topic is the history and operation of the Samsung Group. The second topic is the management and ownership of the Samsung Group. Third topic are technological development of Samsung electronics. And fourth, we cover the topic of current challenges. Let's talk about the first topic, history and operation of the Samsung Group. Samsung's founder, Lee Byung-chul, first started off by establishing a small trading company in the late 1930s, which he eventually expanded into multiple areas. To provide a quick timeline, in the 1960s, Samsung Electronics was established. In the 70s, Samsung entered heavy and chemical industries under government initiative. And in the late 1970s, Samsung Semiconductor and Telecommunications was established. In the 1980s, Samsung placed increasing emphasis on high technology ventures. Similar with the case of Hyundai, or even more so, Samsung is highly diversified. When going through the lecture materials, please take note of Samsung's numerous operations and affiliates. By the 1990s, Samsung eventually grew too big for the Korean economy, occupying close to 20% of the GNP. Samsung faced the need to internationalize or relocate some of its industries elsewhere. This section discusses Samsung's effort to meet the rising demands of an inundated domestic market. The second topic covers management and ownership of Samsung. Similar with the case of Chung Ji-young and Hyundai, Lee Byung-chul's son, Lee Gun-hee, took over management. In the 1990s, the Samsung Group was dissolved into smaller groups among Lee Gun-hee's siblings. However, the dissolution has now weakened the position of Samsung in the Korean economy. The third topic we cover is the case of Samsung Electronics. Samsung Electronics is a flagship company of Samsung Group. The Samsung products that you're most familiar with, the cell phones, the cameras, the computers, and notebooks, are most likely all products of Samsung Electronics. How a company went from no brand recognition to one of the best well-known international brands is a story worth knowing. In this section, please pay close attention to how Samsung was able to jump ahead in terms of technology acquisition to gain global competitiveness. Finally, we conclude this lesson with discussion of current challenges that the Samsung Group faces. When going over this week's lesson, please take note of the following keywords: Samsung and Samsung Electronics. Also, think about the role that Samsung Group played from prior to Korea's economic development through the process of industrialization and now currently in this global world economy. Also, now that you have finished the case study of Samsung, you should be able to compare and contrast the roles that Samsung and Hyundai played in the Korean economy. Thank you.